Hey guys, in just a couple minutes, I have the coolest guys, and I'm so excited they're coming on my show because I was just on theirs less than a month ago, and I learned so much and had so much fun, and I know you guys are going to enjoy it. I am talking about the Building Code podcast, held by Buildertrend, and they are a software company that helps builders keep their crap together and keep organized, and it's awesome. But I like these guys so much just because they're fun to talk to, and I hope you enjoy the conversation. Hi, I'm Rebecca Hidalgo Rains, and you're listening to Grateful Heart. I started this show to help educate my clients on the real estate market, and it's evolved into so much more. I've found that I love talking to people, and I love learning new things. While our expertise is still on the health of the housing market, we want to focus on the health and the well-being of our listeners as well. More specifically, where we reside in our hearts, in our minds, and in our homes. The biggest purchase in our life just isn't a house. It's where we raise our children, start a new business, pray for our loved ones, and follow our dreams. It's even where we listen to our favorite podcast. When we are successful at home, everything else just falls into place, and we are so grateful for that. Home is where the grateful heart is. Thank you for joining us today. Hi guys, I'm your host Rebecca Hidalgo Rains with Grateful Heart TV, and not in studio, but on Zoom. Today I have the guys, you know, the guys from Buildertrend. They have a killer podcast I just got to be on, and here we go. Farai, on cue.
Hey.
I heard that you guys were so cool, I needed to play Game of Thrones in the background as we started our episode.
Oh, wow. I thought I heard that coming on.
All right, Farai.
What's happening. All right,
I'm good with that now. No more music.
We want licensed music on the building code.
Don't.
All right.
Well, so we're gonna do it this way. You can like post it, and then nobody's gonna know it was me who actually did it. But hey, Zach, Burtwistle. No, I did that backwards, didn't I? I did totally butchered that. Oh my gosh.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Charley,
Charley,
Burtwistle, and Zach. But oh my gosh, I just now forgot it. Last name. I'm going to totally Wojtowicz.
Just leave it in to make it more candid.
You know what?
Right.
Let's just do it. All right, we're leaving it in. All right, guys, I totally embarrassed myself. We're doing this live and we're doing it raw. No. I butchered the hell out of your names, but it's only because I know you guys as Zach and Charley. You know, you guys just interviewed me and it was so much fun. And I know we could have kept talking for hours, so that's why I had to have you on my show to have you back so we could continue that fun conversation. Zach and Charley come to us from the Buildertrends podcast. Buildertrend podcast is really cool and has a huge following, and I was super excited to be on your show. In fact, I was on episode 187, in case anybody wants to check it out. Back just barely, not even a month ago, we aired that one. And since then, I've had the pleasure of meeting on Zoom Charley's wife. That's how I found out about the Game of Thrones.
We're going deep. We're going deep.
Oh, yeah.
Personal life of Mr. Burtwistle. Let's unpack that.
We should have. You should have recorded your conversation with Audrey. We could have used that for content too.
Oh, you see, I'm not that mean. So I'm not that mean at all.
It didn't go well.
But Charley, so after we talked last, apparently our conversation was good enough that you thought your wife could benefit from talking to me. Let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So my fiance, soon-to-be wife, Audrey. Her brother is a longtime realtor, and she has just kind of grown fond of the trade over the past, I'd say, probably 3 to 4 years. She helped me. I mean, she's the type of person that instead of like scrolling Twitter and Instagram, scrolls Zillow and Realtor.com and things like that, just in love with looking at houses. So she actually, back when she was just my friend, I was in the friend zone for a bit there, but when she was my friend, she helped me find my first house. Actually sent me the link. It had been posted like 3 minutes before, and went and bought that house. And then her brother actually was my realtor for it, and then has found her best friend's house, her uncle Nick Pitch, who works here, her aunts, and then found my next house too. So I was like, Audrey, you can get paid for doing this. Like, this is a real job that you're doing.
It is.
See that proceeds section on Zillow?
Yeah.
That could be our proceeds.
Exactly. So she had she started at Buildertrend. That's where we met. Had applied for an executive assistant role and got it at a realtor company here in Omaha. Wanted to kind of get out of the background from the assistant role and jump into it. So went ahead and put in her 2 weeks And I was actually just home at lunch with her, and she's just grinding away on classes right now and looking to take the exam within the month. And then her brother Vic is starting his own team at a realtor company here in Omaha called Nebraska Realty, and she'll be joining that as she gets certified. So very exciting times in the Burtwistle household.
That is very cool. Congratulations, Burtwistle household. I had no idea. She didn't mention to me her brother was a realtor. Maybe she just wanted an unbiased opinion from me and to give her all things. So what did she tell you when she came, or after our conversation? Did she share anything with you about it?
I think the main thing that she was excited to share, she said, Rebecca said the classes are a waste of time. I should just take the test right now. School of hard knocks, just learn as I go.
No better teacher than experience.
Exactly.
I already got 15 Zillow closes.
Yeah, that's my philosophy too. Just fake it till you make it, and it'll all work out.
Yeah. Well, and essentially it is what I told her to do. There was some class that I guess she was trying to take to get her ready to take the test, and I'm just like, girl, just do it. Because as long as you keep talking about doing it, it's like that jump rope where you're constantly like, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get in, and then you just don't. So I'm glad to hear she's neck deep in her classes. That's awesome. And I had no idea about her opportunity with her brother. I was giving her other suggestions, and it doesn't sound like she needs any of my help. So that's cool. We'll quit talking about your fiance. But what I really wanted to talk about with you guys on today, of course, we have to talk a little bit about your company that you work for and how you two landed the opportunity at doing their podcast. One of you, tell me, give me a plug on Buildertrend, and what does Buildertrend do?
Yeah, so Buildertrend is a construction management software. We're based out of Omaha, Nebraska, which is kind of unique. We always like to joke. You think of tech companies, you think of California, New York, the big metros, and we're like, Omaha. Baby.
Omaha.
That's right. The big little city that I always like to say will exceed your expectations because you probably don't have any. So if you're ever in the Midwest, I highly recommend it. It's our home. I'm from here. Charley's from out west.
Yep, but moved here about 5 years ago.
And how we ended up on the building code was kind of an accident.
Yeah.
If I'm being totally honest. Yeah. We both started at entry-level jobs at Buildertrend. And we have had a lot of great opportunities. We both had a lot of different titles along the way. And our marketing team one day was like, well, we're looking for new hosts and we need interims. Like, you guys want to give it a shot? And we just were like, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we have to lose? We'll see how it goes. Now,
that was the official original deal, was interim host.
Yes.
Interim
if
host.
you listen back when we took over, it was kind of like we don't know how long we're going to be here.
Us again, you may not. Yeah.
And I guess technically that means they haven't taken it from us yet.
True.
So, you could still be the interim host. You know that they could just get rid of you anytime, right?
You got the scoop.
Permanent interim host is how I would describe it.
Oh, I like that. Okay. That's awesome. So you're interim host, and were you guys already friends before you guys got on the podcast? Did you even know each other?
So we had a couple conversations, and then when we both kind of got the email about, because I think our producer had talked to us separately, and we found out we were doing it together. It was super cute. Zach actually texted me and asked me out to lunch to get to know me a little bit better. We're like, all right, well, where are you from? Do you have any siblings? Tell me about your family. How'd you grow up? And so,
well, speed date situation.
When we first started, the only time we really talked was in the studio. And then as Zach has mentioned, we've both been kind of fortunate enough to climb the corporate ladder a bit. So now we're in meetings together quite a bit, which is cool. But we try not to talk to each other in passing, so we save all of our content for when we're being recorded. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a friendship.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's tip number one.
Yeah.
Don't spend too much time with your podcast host.
Yeah, unless the camera's rolling.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, okay, so that's really funny that you say that, Charley, because what you didn't know before you hopped on, Zach and I were talking, and I was telling him how I was pimping Audrey for as much background info on you as possible. And
she gave me the scoop.
Yeah, I totally did. That's how I found out about Game of Thrones. And then I'm like, hey, what do you know about Zach? And she's like, sorry, I can't help you. I'm like, what? You guys don't hang out? What?
Zach, he's an enigma for sure.
He's an enigma. Well, she just basically said that you guys, for the most part, like you just finished telling me, that you guys are together mainly just on camera, because if you guys talk all the time on the weekends, then you don't have anything to catch up on. So that is one thing I noticed because I was on your show. Obviously, I watched that episode and I watched a few others. And what I noticed is you guys banter so good back and forth. Do you think that's the secret sauce? Because you guys have a hell of a following these days.
gosh, I don't know.
Boosting this guy's ego. No, I think one of the reasons that we were chosen for our podcast is that we're both just very curious people. So the banter is just kind of our personalities coming out, and we like to have fun at Buildertrend. We've got a really open culture. I actually had some clients in town recently, and they were like, "Do you guys get any work done?" and granted, it's a big event. We have monthly at our headquarters called Buildertrend University. We bring in anywhere from 50 to 70 clients. But I think that's what's really cool about Buildertrend, why we love working here, is we kind of can build these relationships, and even if they're not something that, you know, outside of the walls, we don't spend a time together outside of it. But whenever I see Charley, like, we kind of have this bond, this connection that we forge at a place that we both are really invested in and we really care about.
Yeah, I would echo that. I would like to take credit for the banter being the secret sauce, but I would actually give a nod to our producing team. Zach and I don't do any of the work to like find guests or write questions or set up the studio or anything like that. I'd say the best part about our episodes is the guests. Like, Zach and I do like a 2-minute intro with banter and like a 3-minute intro, but the majority of every single episode we release is a guest that our talent team or our producing team has found and set up for us and prepped and everything like that. So I think almost anyone could come in and fill Zach and I's shoes with the talent that we have on the podcast. And I wrote down one of the questions you sent over to us was favorite episodes. I have a whole list written down, but
cool.
That would say is what I would say is the secret sauce.
Okay, so I love that you're being very humble. But I will say, I love hearing about what you're wearing on the beginning of every one of your episodes. It sounds like that is kind of like a staple for your guys' show. And another...
Got some bits.
Yeah, you got some bits. And what I noticed is the headshot you sent over, Charley, looks nothing like you today. I don't even think I'd recognize you on the street if I had only your headshot to go off of, dude. So I enjoy the banter, just so you guys know.
That's another running bit I'm doing personally, is I had that headshot taken, I think, when I started as an intern in 2018.
Well, it looks like it.
And every month or so, they like beg people to come and get updated headshots, and I just refuse to do it. So you are looking at like a 22-year-old Charley in that headshot there.
Well, it's very cute, Charley. And hey, Zach, you're welcome. Zach, will you please explain to us about Buildertrend University? Because now that you started mentioning that, you know I'm a new client of your guys's, and I'm getting ready to go to Arkansas literally next week to start building houses using your software and I want to do all the certification. I want to do all things. So if that's the case, do I need to hop a flight over to Omaha with my partner?
I would absolutely recommend it.
Okay.
It's an amazing experience for a few reasons. So Buildertrend University, it's hosted at our headquarters every month. And sometimes we take breaks when it's like a down, part of the year, like November, people don't travel as much. Thanksgiving. Who wants to come to Omaha in December? Right. It's beautiful. It's just tropical. Don't let the pictures fool you. It doesn't snow here. It's never -20. But you basically come to a crash course of Buildertrend content, best practices in the software.
Okay.
You get to meet people in our team. You get to meet your coach and your account manager. Those are kind of your customer success folks that are assigned to your account. And it's all about kind of showing you everything the software can do. And the way people like to describe it is it's like drinking from a fire hose. It's a lot of information, but it's also great because you get to connect with other builders. And, we met at the Contractor Coalition, and we kind of do like a little mini version of that every month, where our customers to have that experience and get it from a Buildertrend point of view, so that you can set up your software for long-term success. That's, in my time working with customers kind of try and go on their own to figure it out. And then by the time they were working with me, it was kind of walking it back a little bit. So I would recommend coming to Buildertrend University for newer folks. We even actually do sessions for newer folks. And we also do for more advanced users. So we have kind of different types for the different customers. And that way you can trust you're being set up for, long-term success rather than having to kind of figure it out, working with your coach over Zoom. And that face-to-face experience is so great.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Okay, well, I've gotten to be to Omaha before, and I actually was super impressed and super surprised at how cute that town is. Yep. Like, seriously. Well, I'm a Berkey, so Berkshire Hathaway, obviously, based out of Omaha. They had me fly in for an event out there, and I'm like, ooh, do I get to meet Warren? Yeah, not even close. But
no Warren, huh?
No Warren,
Ooh.
no Warren. But I did watch his documentary about, his McDonald's he eats in the same house he's in, and that's all cool stuff.
I just saw his house last weekend.
Did you really? That's super cool.
It's just in a little neighborhood in the center of the city. He's lived there for 60 years. I'm talking like Warren and I hang out.
I know, you know everything about him, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunately everybody in Omaha knows this, but sounds cooler on
podcast. Yeah, I dig it. So I want to come back to the question I asked Charley, and he actually got prepared, but I want to take a quick commercial break and come right back. And then when we come back, I want to hear about your favorite episodes and why, because you guys put some wonderful content out there, and I want to learn all about it. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a mortgage, you need a personalized plan, not a click button get mortgage option. My team and I have saved families thousands by proactively planning their home purchase or a refinance. Buying a home is a huge decision, and it deserves a strategic approach. My team and I provide a comprehensive mortgage plan, including a complete credit analysis outlining the steps needed to improve your credit score and help you qualify for the best rates and terms in the market. Visit us at tkteam.us today. We'll ensure you get the best guidance so you can make the best decisions. The TK Team, moving you forward.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Hidalgo Rains with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and I've been selling homes here in the Valley for over a quarter of a century. I want to say that experience truly matters, so when you're looking for a realtor to help you either buy or sell your biggest purchase of your life, I hope you'll consider using me. My experience doesn't matter near as much as my clients, so I do dare you to Google me, and I promise you'll see nothing but fantastic reviews, because I really do truly care to help navigate you and your family to the very best experience you'll ever have with buying a home.
Have you been thinking about buying a new house or refinancing your existing mortgage? Interest rates are still around historically low levels. Why pay a higher rate when you don't have to? Call Joe Smith, me, at Epic Mortgage LLC, 602-741-4121 for a free mortgage quote or pre-qualification. Epic Mortgage LLC is a locally owned, independent mortgage brokerage that provides low-cost options for its customers. Independently owned means low overhead, so you get the best rates, fees, and service. Keep more of your money. Brokers are better. Realtor recommended for over 20 years? Contact me, Joe Smith, at Epic Mortgage today, 602-741-4121.
Whether purchasing a home or refinancing, we know you have choices when it comes to choosing a title company. Navi Title Agency is the leading source for all title, escrow, and marketing needs. With access to the largest title insurance underwriter, Navi Title facilitates successful closings and protects clients from fraud. Creating solutions that save time and money for everyone, ask your realtor or loan officer today about using Navi Title on your next real estate transaction. Navi Title Agency is locally owned and operated in the state of Arizona.
All right, we're back from commercial break, and now those of you guys who are fans of Zach and Charley's get to hear what are their favorite episodes. Go ahead, Charley, fire away. What's your most favorite episode the two of you guys have done, and why?
Yeah, so the number one spot is actually, I would say, a pretty easy one, and by a wide margin. We had a super smart realtor named Rebecca.
Oh, you just stop it.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I will say
professional.
That one was up there for me, and I'm not just giving you a big head here.
Thank you.
You'll see a common theme across mine. Like I said, we interview a lot of home builders. Mm-hmm. That's kind of our primary customer. And we interview a lot of Buildertrend users, and they're great. They're fantastic. But I like the episodes where we bring in kind of industry experts. The housing market is a wide, broad landscape. Mm-hmm. So we have had suppliers, we've had manufacturers, we've had home builders, we've had roofers, we've had pool builders.
Right.
We've had lawyers. And so I always like getting a perspective from someone in the industry on the same industry, but in a different vertical of it. And your episode just aired at such a timely juncture in the housing market,
right?
With the rising mortgage rates and home ownership becoming more and more unaffordable, and all the cool things that home builders can do.
Right.
And I think you had even mentioned the company you work at is doing to make home ownership more affordable. I thought it was a timely topic. I thought it was really informational. and it's definitely one that I would recommend to anybody out there, whether they're a home builder, whether they're looking to buy a house, whether they're looking to sell a house. Anybody kind of in the industry, I think, would find it beneficial. And it's a point of view that we don't often get working at Buildertrend. We talk to our customers a lot. We do a ton of research. We're constantly looking at various charts and graphs, but rarely do we look at it from the realtor side of things. So I thought that was a really informative episode for me personally.
Well, I appreciate that. And obviously, I paid you a lot of money to give me that plug. I appreciate it. But I do know, obviously it hit home because you had Audrey give me a call and we got to banter a little bit ourselves after the episode. So I appreciate that. But besides little old me, I know you guys have done a bunch of really cool episodes. So what are some of your other favorites?
Yeah. Do you want me to run down my list, Zach, or do you want to alternate here?
You can however you want to do it.
You hit yours, Charley.
Okay, so the second one was another recent one. We had Alex Barthet, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He actually has his own podcast, The Lean Zone. And again, this similar theme to my number one choice here. He is a lawyer based out of Florida. I think he invited us down to Florida. We need to follow up on that.
I already went on his podcast too, so he's one of my favorite. And that's one of our bits, is that I get to do all the fun.
Oh yes, stuff. You do get to do all the fun stuff. That's how I met you first.
Yep. That's right.
Rebecca,
right.
fun fact.
Sore subject.
This is my first ever podcast that's not the building code.
And
really?
I get it all the time, so that's why I'm letting him go.
Yeah.
You know, let him get his moment.
So why do they put baby in the corner with you, Charley? Is it just because you won't get a new headshot? What's up, dude?
That may be it. Maybe those two things are correlated. Yeah.
So the lame, what was it called? The lame what?
Lean Zone.
The Lean Zone.
Oh, the Lean Zone. Okay. We'll have to check them out.
Liens and lien waivers are a hot topic in the home building space.
The thing about Alex is he's an entrepreneur. And so I didn't expect this. I didn't know this, but he's got all these inventions that he's made. And I just love that.
He's a tinkerer.
Yeah.
For sure.
He had basically like a measurement tool that he had made, like a little like fact sheet for lien laws in Florida. He's more about legal education for contractors, which is such a
important thing,
but very important for contractors who a lot of them they're starting their own business, so they may not have really trusted advisors to kind of help them grow from a legal perspective, especially. So yeah, Alex is awesome.
I'm gonna have to check that show out. Okay, so we need to check out Alex's show. He's the attorney out of Florida. Next, which is the next one we need to check out?
So my next two actually are both from the same company, and this is another podcast that Zach has been on. But Breakthrough
keeps rubbing that
Academy.
in. Have you noticed?
Yeah, Breakthrough Academy. They're a construction consulting firm out of Canada.
Okay.
We've had Benji Carlson. Oh, I can't read my own handwriting here. And Paul, I know, but his last name Atherton. Sorry, Paul, if you're listening to this. I wrote it down and I wasn't able to read my own handwriting, but. Yeah, Breakthrough Academy, good friends of the podcast. I think we've had a couple Buildertrend people on theirs and vice versa. But we have a lot of consultants on here, and I always find it really, really refreshing to listen to them and realize that the same problems they're trying to solve for construction businesses are the same problems that we as Buildertrend are trying to solve for construction businesses. And so it's a nice alternate point of view, and also just helps reaffirm and realign my belief that Buildertrend is making an impact on the industry, and that, you know, we're helping small businesses and we're helping entrepreneurs and we're helping home builders run their business as efficiently as possible. And I always pick up one or two, three little hints that they'll be like, oh, a lot of people struggle with this, or, you know, home builders should focus on this. And I'm like, oh, have we thought about that? Like we can help with that. We can fix that. So both those episodes are really fantastic as well too.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have great little partnership with them. They actually did a course for us on we call it Buildertrend Learning Academy. So it's a free service with your subscription of online learning content. So they did a course for us called Scaling to 10 Million. And it's awesome because it's just Benji giving best practices and tips on how to run
I like it.
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
As a new user, something to look into.
Definitely.
Benji has one of the best mustaches in the game too.
Oh, does he? Is it one of those where you curl it?
In BLA for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So was it just that you guys felt a great connection with them, or just the content they were giving you guys that you really enjoyed learning about?
It's both.
Yeah.
Benji and Paul and all their consultants. So they kind of have basically like a peer group. It's a paid service, and you kind of get a construction coach, and they do an audit of your business. And all their team has worked in construction, but they have this system that they kind of teach builders how to follow. And I just really respect the way that they do it. It's very transparent. They give great advice. I've learned a lot that I've used with my customers just based on what they put out there. They do a lot of free webinars that people can go attend and learn from the experts. But then I just think they're fun. They're just a lot of fun. There's a lot of energy. I actually have a meeting with Aaron after this podcast to be on a webinar with them. Surprise.
Again, sorry, Charley.
Yeah. And they're just, it's just a great, one of those things you love to see in corporate events is like, how do you bring out the best in each other? They love our technology. We love what they do. So we do work together very closely to kind of hit the mark for our customers.
That's awesome. I love it. So you guys are bringing on quality people, which obviously your team's doing, not you guys. Gave them mad props for that. I actually threw a name into the ring for you guys as somebody I'm getting ready to interview myself that I thought would be awesome for what you guys do. So hopefully he makes it on, and it has to do with energy efficiency. He does the Energy Star ratings, and I always think that's fascinating for anybody who's building and who cares about energy efficiency. Charley, do you have any more on your list that you want to share?
No, those are the ones I wrote down. I wanted to, I tried to stay away from customers that we have because then I would have to pick a favorite, and I didn't want to pick favorites. But all of our Buildertrend users that we have on, and general contractors or specialty guys in the space, all those interviews have been fantastic, and I always enjoy talking to our customers. But to remove myself from having to pick a favorite, I specifically stayed away.
No problem. You just go ahead and take the easy way out,
Yep. That's kind of my motto in life.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I've learned a lot about you, Charley, and I'm not done and not done telling you everything I know. But hey, Zach, your turn. What were some of your episodes? We'll let Charley wonder what else I know about him.
Yeah, no kidding.
The customers that we get on the podcast are just absolute elite builders, and they come in a lot of shapes and sizes. That's one of my favorite things is sometimes we're talking to a smaller outfit. They're just getting started, but they've done some really, really great successes. Like we just had a builder that we shot last week. The episode hasn't aired yet, but he's 29 years old. He owns 2 construction companies already. He's just growing his team. He's like really coming into his leadership. And that was like really engaging. So I'm not going to spoil it, but I would, for anybody who is like coming up and really kind of figuring out how to run their operations. I found our conversation really insightful. It's going to come out in the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
But one person that I absolutely adore and love, she's been on the building code multiple times. And it's Piper Stromat.
Yep, I was just thinking her too.
And she is out of Chattanooga. She's the director of interior design at Boutique Living by Curate.
Okay.
And she has her own podcast. It's called The Building Blonde. And
The Building Blonde. I love it. Okay. I'll check her out.
I got to meet her at IBS this past year, and she just blew me away. Her energy, her passion. She had her kids on the podcast to talk about what it's like to kind of like, have a mom in construction. And I really respect what she does, how she does it. And our conversations just really stuck with me.
She also, just one quick thing on Piper, when we met her at the International Builder Show, she came up and asked for like a picture because we have pretty good rapport. We keep in touch. So we took a picture together. But no one else, our booth at IBS is huge. There's probably 100 different employees that are there. They didn't really know that. And they just thought like it was a fan coming up to take a picture with Zach and I, which gave us some like instant street cred. For the rest
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
You guys are
Piper, if you're
famous.
listening to this, thank you very much for asking for a picture.
Yeah.
Make you guys look super cool there.
It really picked us up. The spirits were high after that one.
I love it.
Yeah, we've had her on a couple times, and it's probably due that we get her back on because we haven't caught up since February. Time's going so fast.
It is, yeah.
August.
Definitely get her back on. If she was a good guest, I'm sure repeat guest. And hey, just throwing that out there, I'm happy to come on your guys' show again anytime that you guys want me because I love talking with you guys. So instead of talking about your favorite episodes, you have created quite a following. And I know, Charley, you already gave props to your team, and I get that, and that's awesome. But I know there's definitely some things going on between the two of you. And is it truly just that you are friendly, but you just don't hang out on the weekends, and it's just everybody gets to watch your authentic catching up and friendship? Because it's cool watching you guys do your thing. It's actually made me start thinking I need to get a co-host on my show so I get that bantering going back and forth too.
Gosh, I don't know. I think something you'll realize is Zach and I don't really love talking about ourselves that much. But yeah, we've really leaned in. I think we have similar personalities, very snarky, very dry, sarcastic sense of humor that plays off each other nice. I'd also say that we developed a couple kind of running bits that we keep going. I will say that the personas that we portray on the podcast are not necessarily how we act in real life. Like we typically give each other some crap and make fun of each other and things like that. We're typically pretty friendly. We also, I mean, we typically just are working.
Right.
So we typically, I'm saying typically a lot, but normally we're in meetings and like arguing over like how to implement things and get stuff done. And like, I don't know, we work fairly hard in high stress situations. So it's fun to be able to like unwind and like forget about work completely.
Go to the studio and just have fun. So is your studio you guys are in right now actually at the Buildertrend building?
Yep. This is where we shoot. You can see a little on the zoom angle. We're kind of like on YouTube. You can see the whole surround, but
yeah, I can get a little. Zach's here.
Oh, hello.
Look at that. Hello, what's up?
Here's our producer, John, in the background. We got a whole team.
Hi, guys.
You know what I'll say, I think it is that. So it's a bit of a passion project for us. So when we get on here, it's kind of where a lot of the stress washes away. I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about my projects that I'm responsible for. It's just like catching up with Charley, doing the thing that I love to do most. And I'm not just blowing smoke up here. I think anybody at Buildertrend will tell you, like, Zach never shuts up about customer success. All he does is talk about customers. And I miss the days of being a rep and we're having a book of business and we're traveling for work, because that was what I felt like I was really great at. And now I get to come in here and still get to flex that muscle. I just love conversing with our customers. And I love having Charley because he's so analytical. His skill set is around data. So a lot of times he's asking these great questions about their numbers and I can play off that. And so I think it's a really good fit of what my background is in, which is in a lot of like front facing work with someone who's kind of doing the analysis and then just like getting to hear from amazing people that really carry the actual conversation. And we just kind of play off what they give us.
Yeah. I would say
we like to have fun in it, and our team has a lot of fun. And I think if you want to be in podcasting, if you want to be great, like it has to be a passion. It can't just be something that, you do it to do it. You have to really look forward to the process.
Yeah, I would say 99% of the time after we leave the studio, I'm more rejuvenated to go back to my desk and work. Yeah, because it kind of like reminds you why you're doing it. When you have a direct impact and you're able to talk to customers, and we typically, like Zach said, he used to be on the road and training customers. Like that's what he did for a long time and was really good at it. I was the exact opposite until I started on the podcast. I'm not sure genuinely if I'd ever talked to one of our customers before. And so it's fun, looking at Excel spreadsheets and sitting in a corner and listening to music all day. It's what I'm really, really good at. But if you don't have that why of why you're doing it and why you're trying to make the product better and the experience easier and things like that for our customers, if you truly want to change the way the world builds, you have to talk to the customers that are actually doing the building. And so it's refreshing for me. And I think Zach and I would both say it's our favorite part about our job, even though we don't get paid for it.
Isn't that the cruel truth of this? Yeah, none of us are probably getting fat checks from doing this, but it is a passion project. And I will say, before you hopped on, Charley, Zach and I got to talk a little bit about you. No, just kidding. We talked a little bit earlier. I know I keep giving you these jabs, but I'll don't worry. Audrey only told me good stuff. She had nothing but wonderful things. I know, right? I keep razzing him. But at the end of the day, I have learned so much from so many people, and I said this when I was on your episode, but it's almost like I get the adrenaline flowing. I'm in a great mood after I've done a couple of episodes. There's no stopping me when I walk out this door, and I bet it's the same thing. Any meeting you guys are going to right after this, your adrenaline's pumping, you're in a great mood. We just had a great conversation. And I think ultimately the people watching or listening can feel it, can hear it, in your voices and the excitement and the fact that you do care. Like, the bantering we had on the episode when I was on your show, like you said, we could have kept talking for hours. There's countless topics. And when you get that flow going, it's just fun. Is it not? It's just fun. It's a fun distraction. And it gives you the opportunity to meet so many others. Well, I am wrapping up the show. Are there any last thoughts that you want to share with anybody listening, just knowing that the audience is a plethora of my own sphere, my own clients, and, anybody following Buildertrend that, wants to know about you guys on a more personal level?
Gosh, loaded question.
We should have been prepared for this. Like, that's what we always ask people. And
well,
no, what about you? And we're like,
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for having us on. Especially me. Like I said,
especially you, Charley. Congratulations. You finally made it on somebody else's show. Gosh.
Exactly. No, I think that this was fantastic. And I love the setup you have. I love the questions that you asked. I thought this was really well prepared. I think it plays off, like I mentioned when I was talking about your episode, I think the overlap of our two industries has way more in common than people think. Mm-hmm. And so it's fun to hear both sides of it. And I hope that we continue this relationship moving forward, because I learn a ton every time I'm in here. And of course, when my fiance is applying for jobs, I'll shoot the resume over to you.
Yeah. Well, and I actually offered to try to help her with Berkshire, but if she's partnering with her brother, then she's not going to need my little, my help I can give. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I would, echo what Charley said about letting us come on your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
You yourself have done a ton of episodes, just looking over like the guests you get. So it's an honor for us to get to be a voice of Buildertrend. Anybody who's listening who knows a contractor that isn't using a project management software, I know a pretty good one.
I was actually thinking, sneak peek, we do have referral codes coming down the pipe in the next couple of months. So if you want to start getting paid to refer people, we'll have a program set up to do that. So
that's cool.
Yeah. We're really excited about that.
I dig that.
Yeah. And, construction is always going to be an important part of the American economy. And so, we like the motto for Buildertrend is we're changing the way the world builds. And we really believe in that. And I think, if you're someone out there who is in that kind of process of like feeling, I have to work on the weekends, I never know where my stuff is, I'm tired of having to wear 45 hats. That's what Buildertrend specializes in, bringing order to that and hopefully making you live not only or have a better business, but also live a better life. But it's all about commitment. And so, we have people here that can help you achieve those things. So if you ever want to talk or, know more about Buildertrend, feel free to reach out to myself or Charley. We love kind of interacting with customers. All of the challenges to email me, you just have to know how to spell my last name. It's zach.wojtowicz@buildertrend.com.
Wojtowicz. Thank you, Zach.Wojtowicz at Buildertrend for helping me say your last name, Wojtowicz. All right, I think I got it now. And you just said a word that reminded me as you were talking. I do personally believe a big key to your guys' success also is consistency. You gave me props about all the episodes I've done. And I am consistent every week. We are putting out new content, and you guys have definitely been doing the same thing. And you can tell when people land on your page, you have various people from various arenas talking, and it's cool. And I love everything that I've learned from you guys. I'm going to come and see you in Omaha. So don't keep baby in the corner. Let's make sure Charley gets to come out and play if I make it to Omaha. And just to let you know, Charley, all I heard about were great things, that you're a big athlete. You just did a marathon. Woo, woo, woo. And apparently you're a very good cook. So what's your favorite recipe? Because I need to know your favorite recipe before we end the show.
Wow. I don't know if I have. So I grew up on a cattle ranch. So I'd be remiss to not just say like a good grilled steak would be my favorite.
That's a Nebraska in them.
Yeah, food. I don't know if that's my favorite recipe. My fiance makes incredible chicken enchiladas. That's probably my favorite recipe.
Are you making it?
No. I let her. I get out of the way. I mix up the ingredients together. That's my one job. I made a chicken rice, stir-fry rice for lunch today. That was also incredible. So I'll go with that.
Okay, we'll go with that. Well, thank you very much. And besides the marathon, so where did you marathon? How long did it take you? And was that your first one?
It was my first full. I did it in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is only about 40 minutes away from Omaha. But I have my sights set on some cooler destination for future ones. And I came in at 3 hours and 20 minutes, which I was really happy for my first marathon.
That's awesome. Did you lose a toenail? I heard about toenails when you're doing those big marathons.
I lost a lot, including my dignity and will to live. But toenails were all intact, just very battered and bruised.
Well, I applaud you. I hate running. I'll go do yoga anytime, all day long. But man, sweating in the streets is not my thing. So I definitely applaud you. I'm sure you're in much better shape than I am, Charley. And it was a pleasure having both of you guys on. Thank you so much for your time. And I can't wait. Actually, I think, Zach, I'll see you in Austin because I'm going to do the CBUSA thing. So hopefully you'll be around, running around there too.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Awesome. I know. I'm sorry, Charley. Sorry, Charley. I'm coming to Omaha, though. And when I do, we're going to McDonald's and we're going to go do a drive-by Warren's house.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Rebecca.
See you next time. Take care. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I loved throwing Zach off, or not Zach, Charley off. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about those two guys. I'm getting their names all mixed up, but having his fiance give me the Game of Thrones, really fun for me, and finding out all that other personal stuff. Now, my agenda is going to be trying to find out some personal stuff on Zach for the next time I have them on, and I cannot wait to bring them back on again. They were just too cool for school. What a great show, and thank you for joining us on our mutual journey to becoming unharmable and successful in all of our experiences while we're here in this school of life. We hope you enjoyed it. If you watched us on YouTube, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Likewise, if you're catching us on one of our podcast platforms, be sure to follow us so you never miss out on another one of our shows again. Remember that if you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, check us out on the web, www.gratefulheart.tv, for all of our links to connect with us.
I'm on vacation every single day, 'cause I love my occupation. I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.